Welcome to episode 2 of the Redzone podcast. I am your host, Zach Cosenza. Today, my host is Dan Vanderkloot, and we will be giving out the mid-season awards for the NFL at the midway point in the season. Now, Dan, so far, who would be your Rookie of the Year?
I would say my Rookie of the Year so far is probably Kareem Hunt. Definitely Kareem Hunt of the Kansas City Chiefs. When Spencer Ware got hurt in preseason, he immediately stepped up, took the lead of the team, and has just well surpassed everybody's expectations. Over 100 yards a game almost every week. He led the Chiefs to a 5-0 start to begin the season, and he's just playing unbelievable.
Yeah, he's on my fantasy team, so I know exactly how well he's doing. But I think my Rookie of the Year so far would be Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans. He has been a focal point on that offense since the second half of Week 1. Tom Savage looked horrible in the first half. They brought him in, and ever since that team's looked different. He's saving that defense with J.J. Watt and Marcellus hurt. So it's going to be interesting how he takes over the team the rest of the season, because he could bring that team to the playoffs and beyond. Mm-hmm. Now, Dan, what would your comeback player of the year so far would be?
This is a tough one because there's not a lot of good comeback players of the year, especially with all the injuries. For me, being a Giants fan, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say Nelson Aguilar. He's already surpassed his touchdowns from last, more than double his touchdowns from last year. He's got 5. And he just seems to be a decent target on the team. I know they got Zach Ertz there, but he's already surpassed the yards, not even halfway through the season, and he just always seems to be a decent threat.
Yeah, he was washed up. He was supposed to be nothing. He was supposed to be a cut candidate in the preseason, but now he's starting and he's one of the best wide receivers in this year. My comeback player of the year so far would be Jared Goff, the L.A. Rams quarterback. He's looked really good. He's looked like his first year he was one of the, if not the worst quarterback in the league, and he was the first overall pick. Now he's looking like an actual first overall pick. It's going to be curious how their defense isn't the best, but with the new offense, how fast it's going. Jared Goff looks like a pro in it. He looks like an NFL quarterback, so it'll be interesting to see how he translates that the rest of the season. Yeah. And lastly, Dan, who's your MVP so far?
The MVP for me is my starting quarterback on my fantasy team, Alex Smith. I took him late in the draft, so it was a steal for me. But for a guy that's already got 15 touchdowns, he has absolutely no turnovers through 7 weeks, is absolutely incredible. He's got almost 2,000 passing yards already, and like Kareem Hunt, he started the Chiefs to a 5-0 start, and he's just playing lights out, absolutely lights out. So he's definitely my MVP.
Yeah, he's looked so good, especially early on. He had faltered a bit, but it'll be interesting to see if he can keep that the rest of the way. My so far would, unfortunately, because I hate the Patriots, would be TB12, Tom Brady. I think he's 40 years old, but it looks like he's 25. He's looking like he's on pace to bring the Patriots to potentially another Super Bowl. He's leading the league, and he's top 2 in passing. He's top 3 in touchdowns, so he's an easy candidate, and he's, as the most valuable player, he's the most valuable player on the team, especially with how bad that defense is. Now, thank you for listening to episode 2 of the Red Zone podcast. Next episode, we will be talking about the playoff picture and who we see will and won't make the playoffs. For my guest, Dan Vanderkloot, I'm Zach Cosenza. Thank you for listening.